Hey, do you play fantasy basketball, but you start mock drafting like as soon as they open the doors on ESPN and Yahoo? If so, you're in the right place. In this episode, we're going to be conducting a 10-team mock draft on the Yahoo website. Welcome to Game Pick Fantasy Basketball. I'm Robin Marks. If it's your first time here, please do me a big favor and subscribe and give us a like. And also, please connect with us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Game Pick Podcast. Here we are on Yahoo for our first Yahoo draft of the preseason. I'm super hyped. Listen, I love ESPN. However, I understand there's a huge portion of our community that love Yahoo. And I've played on Yahoo before. I do have some issues with every site, but I also find great value in each site as well. So I'm really excited about doing this. I have the first pick. This is a 10-man league. I'm drafting from the first position. I'm super excited. Let's just jump in, and you know who I'm picking. I could pick a number of guys, but there's only one. In fantasy sports, the number one guy is Nikola Jokic. He's going to be super valuable. So for me, I'm assuming this is a points league. It doesn't specify, but either way, I'm taking Jokic. And the rankings for Yahoo, one of the reasons I wanted to do this draft is because the rankings are very different than what we see on some of the other sites. Kevin Durant is ranked number 2 in ADP, which is very high. So number 2 is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's off the board. Then we have Joel Embiid going 3rd. I think that's really early for Embiid. I honestly would have taken him a little later than that. And then 4th, we have Luka Doncic. Get a sip of this coffee. I am okay with Luka going 4th. I would have even maybe taken him 3rd. And then Kevin Durant goes 5th off of the board in the first round. Domantas Sabonis goes 6th. This has got to be a points league. He's going way too early. And again, these are live people drafting right now. So this is not the computer. I wouldn't take Sabonis that early. I don't like that pick at all. The Durant pick, I do like Durant going 5th. Listen, everyone knows that there's been a lot of fuss around Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, where they're going to land this season. And it seems like everything has worked out. Both sides have come to an agreement to continue their partnership. I think were their exact words. So let's hope that Kevin Durant has a great season. So number 7 was Jason Tatum. I like Jason Tatum at 7. I would have even taken him a lot earlier than that. And Karl-Anthony Towns at 8. People are concerned about Karl-Anthony Towns and his value with Rudy Gobert coming to town. Listen, guys, Karl-Anthony Towns is an anomaly. He's the best shooting big man, one of the best shooting big men that we've ever seen. He's right up there with like the Dirk Nowitzki's, right? He can really hit the Jays. So I don't know how concerned I would be about him, and I don't know if I would let him go that late to the 8th pick. Then with the 9th pick is Trae Young. I would have taken Trae a little earlier, but I'm glad he's off the board. Steph Curry with the 10th pick. And then we have with the 11th pick, or it appears to be the first pick in the second round, is James Harden. James Harden is being slept on. His real life production and his real life reputation is causing his value in drafts to sink. Listen, it's James freaking Harden. He's going to put up 25, 8, and 8. Easy. In his best days, he was doing 35, 9, and 9, right? So, like, we got to give him some grace, man. Like, James Harden going this late, to me, is a little ridiculous. LaMelo Ball goes 12th. Damian Lillard goes 13th. That's early for Damian Lillard. Tyrese Halliburton goes 14th. That must be with a categories mindset if he's going that early. Rudy Gobert goes 15th. That's a little early for me for Gobert. 16th is Irving. I'm up, so I'm going to make my pick really quick. Get focus here. I'm going to grab Ja, because I really love him as a player, but also I think he's going to take another step up. And then we have back-to-back picks. And Anthony Davis is on the board. I would never draft Anthony Davis. I'm over it. I would draft Anthony Edwards, though. I know it's a reach according to these, according to Yahoo's rankings. I do think he's going to have another leap. Other people I would consider here would be Devin Booker. I don't know if Anthony Edwards will make it back to me, so I'm just going to grab him right now. So we got, on my team so far, I got Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, and Nikola Jokic. I'm feeling good about that. Just to recap where we left off, we had Kyrie Irving at 16th, Butler at 17th, LeBron James at 18th, 19th pick was Paul George, 20th pick was my pick, Ja Morant, and then I back-to-back grabbed Anthony Edwards. DeJounte Murray's off the board with the 22nd pick. Listen, DeJounte Murray is a stud. We know that he puts up elite fantasy numbers. Him coming to Atlanta, he will take some sort of a hit. However, he'll still be able to contribute in many of the categories and areas that he's contributed for the last year in San Antonio. He just had his breakout year last year, so I think he still has room to grow and ascend. So I'm not so low on DeJounte Murray, not as low as some other people in the fantasy community are. After DeJounte Murray, oh my goodness, Mr. Glass, somebody drafted Anthony Davis. Guys, listen, I understand that at some point in the draft, if he's staring you in your face, you have to draft Anthony Davis. I'm letting you know that I am encouraging everyone in my community, everyone, stay away from Anthony Davis. Stay away from Anthony Davis. Did I say Edwards earlier? I hope I did. Listen, stay away from Anthony Davis. It is going to cause you nothing but heartbreak, pain, despair, frustration, anger. Don't do it. When he plays, yes, he is elite, but he don't play. If you draft him here in the 3rd round, like, you're not going to get back the value. Stay away from him, man. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you want me to do a video about my don't drafts or stay away list, like do not draft list. If you want that video, let me know. After Anthony Davis at 23, we had Devin Booker at 24, Kawhi Leonard at 25. Another player I'm not so interested in is Kawhi Leonard. I love Kawhi, and I think Kawhi on the floor is an elite fantasy contributor. However, he always taking off games. He got to rest. He's one of the pioneers in the resting game. Him, Pop, that whole Spurs run that they had, they started this concept and this whole theory of resting players. So like, I like Kawhi there. I think that's value for him because I do think he'll contribute and I think he'll stay healthy. It's just the back-to-backs that have an issue. I have an issue with. Next is Donovan Mitchell at 26. 27 is Cade Cunningham. 28, Darius Garland. 29, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 30 is Siakam. 31, his teammate, Van Vliet. I think that's late for Van Vliet. Bradley Beal dropping in drafts. I think that's late for Bradley Beal, but he was out last year. Then we got the Time Lord at 33. Way too early for the Time Lord. You can't draft at any format. Points leagues, category leagues, roto leagues, hoagie leagues, Soto leagues, pogo leagues. You can't draft the Time Lord Robert Williams before Bam Adebayo. You can't draft him before Evan Mobley, DeMar DeRozan, Jaylen Brown. Like, that's crazy. Like, don't do that. Like, I don't like, again, for me, most of my drafts are for points leagues. Again, Yahoo doesn't specify like ESPN does. Again, we're talking about comparisons. ESPN specifies this is a 10-team points league. This is a 10-team categories league. They just have drafts here. And it's the same thing with the rankings for both sites. Like, they don't specify these are the category rankings. These are the roto rankings. These are the points leagues rankings. They're just rankings. So let me get focused. So I'm up. Chris Paul is on the board. DeMar DeRozan. Oh, and Zach LaVine, man. I'll grab them everywhere, man. But let me see who else we have here just before I go jumping off the bridge, because I'm about to do the back-to-back Chicago. I have all the faith in the world of both of those brothers, but just want to see. Let's start with DeMar. I would grab Chris Paul here, just having the opportunity to grab back-to-back Zach and DeMar. Like, I can't say no to that. So I'm going to just do it. I got to jump off the roof on that one. I'm sorry. So back to the recap. We had Robert Williams, the Time Lord, go with the 33rd pick, which is crazy. Then we had Evan Mobley. I like this pick, 34th pick. Vucevic goes next after that. Then we have Bam Adebayo. That is so late for Bam. I would have grabbed Bam if he was still around when I had a pick, but that is super late for Bam. After that, we had DeAndre Ayton, Jaylen Brown, Zion Williamson. I think Zion Williamson is getting drafted way too late on all of these platforms. We've done a bunch of drafts on Sleeper. We haven't done any video drafts on ESPN, but I would say that Zion is going late there too. So to get Zion this late in the game is ridiculous. 39th pick, man. And he has the potential to give you top 10 upside. Like, the man is a beast. High field goal percentage, averaged, I want to say, 27 points the year that he was healthy. He's going to rebound. He's going to play defense. He's going to get some blocks. Like, Zion, if healthy, can be a top 10 player. So for him to go 39th in a draft is absurd to me. Is absolutely absurd. So we had Alonzo Ball go at 42. We had, after Zion, we had DeMar DeRozan at 40. Then we had Zach LaVine at 41. 42 is Lonzo Ball. 43, Chris Paul. 44, CJ McCollum. 45, Chris Middleton. Tons of value there. 46, Jaren Jackson Jr. Not happy about that pick. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be out. They're saying it's 4 to 6 months, y'all, with a foot injury. It might be over for him, man. I have a ton of Jaren Jackson stock in Dynasty, and I am scared. So don't draft him. I would stay away from him. If you can get him with your last pick, second to last pick, there's just so much value in a 10-man league. To grab him this early is not a wise move in my opinion. After Jaren Jackson Jr., our first rookie goes off the board. That's Chet Holmgren. I don't mind that pick at all. Brandon Ingram goes 48th, which is a little late for Brandon Ingram in my opinion. Kristaps Porzingis at 49, Jarrett Allen at 50. I think that's late for Jarrett Allen. Jarrett Allen is gonna be a monster this year, and like, if you know fantasy, he's a stat stuffer. So you want to grab you some Jarrett Allen. Miles Turner goes 51st. I'm staying away from him. Not interested. Julius Randle, another one. He kind of peaked out a couple of seasons ago, and he's been on a decline ever since. I'm not messing with him either. Drew Holiday, I'm okay with that at 53. 54th is Scotty Barnes, and 55th is De'Aaron Fox. We're all caught up on the recap. On the board, we have OG Anunoby. His ADP is at 52. Jonas Valanciunas, I really like him. Josh Giddey, interested in seeing what he does this year. Christian Wood, oh my goodness, he's in a new setting, playing with Luka Doncic. I think he could have a big season this year. OG Anunoby's off the board with the 56th pick. Then Josh Giddey goes 57th. 58th is Jonas Valanciunas, and then Ben Simmons with the 59th pick. I think that's tons of value for Ben Simmons. So right here, it looks like we have some great options still. We have Jakob Poeltl, who I'm targeting. We have Christian Wood, Desmond Bane, John Collins, Andrew Wiggins, Mikal Bridges. Lots of value here. So I'm going to just go ahead and play it safe and grab Desmond Bane, who I really like. So we're doubling up with 2 Memphis players. And then the next pick, I'm looking at either John Collins or Christian Wood. There are advantages for both of them. I'm curious to see what Christian Wood does in this environment, though. So I'm just going to grab him. He's the best available player according to Yahoo's ADP. He's ranked way lower according to the middle ranking here at 119, but I got to grab him. Just got to grab him. So after Bane and Wood, Bane went 60th, Wood went 61st. We're back up again to see who's on the board. We have Benjamin's up with his pick. We have Benjamin, Lewis, Ben, Michael, Mark left, Francis, GF, K5, Jordy, and Tommy. So with the 62nd pick, Miles Bridges is off the board. Like that pick. Michael Porter Jr. goes next to 63rd. I do not like that pick. I'm over him too. John Collins, ooh, I would have liked to grab him. Tobias Harris goes 65th, and then Terry Rozier goes 66th. So on the board, we still have D'Angelo Russell, Nurkic, Malcolm Brogdon, who I don't think is going to have the best season in Boston. There are a lot of mouths to feed there, and I'm not sure if he'll be able to, get the opportunity. In a 10-man league, there's a lot of depth here, especially when it comes to late round picks. So if there are people that you're targeting, maybe some of the rookies, you want to actually go ahead and go down and add them to your queue. So there's someone like Paolo. I'm interested in him, so I'm going to put him in my queue. I don't want to take him next, but I want to make sure that I don't miss out on him. Someone like Jalen Brunson is another player that is late here in the ADP and in the rankings, and I don't want to miss out on him. I like Okongwu, but yeah, I like Okongwu, but I'm not sure if I'll have space to draft him this year. Wiseman, I'm interested to see what he does this year. He could be a breakout player. Bones Highland, I think, can be a breakout player. Let's go back and get to our recap. So John Collins went 64th. Tobias Harris went 65th. Terry Rozier went 66th. Jalen Green went 67. 68 was D'Angelo Russell, which is really late for D'Angelo. I think his value is lower than ever these days. I'm not a big D'Angelo Russell guy in fantasy, but to see him go that late is a little concerning. Keldon Johnson at 69 and Jeremy Grant at 70. So I'm interested in Tyrese Maxey. I'm interested in Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr., I think, is going to have a breakout season. He has the keys to the car at the 1, I believe. Anthony Simons is another one that I'm looking at here. Brandon Clark is him and Xavier Tillman. Xavier Tillman have the opportunity to take advantage of, Jaren Jackson Jr.'s absence. So I think that there will be tons of opportunity for him and or Xavier Tillman. After Jeremy Grant is Miles Bridges from Charlotte. He's going through a court case right now. I would stay away from Miles Bridges this year, guys. Again, if he plays, he's going to be super valuable. But the question marks around him, unless you're in a shallow league and you can kind of, stash him, I would stay away from him. Let's see who else we got here. Keegan Murray, I'm interested in. Not interested in Russell Westbrook. But I am interested in Keegan Murray to see what he does. This thing keeps scrolling up and down, up and down, up and down. Give me a minute. All right. Also interested in seeing what Okongwu, I marked him. There's Isaiah Jackson is the guy I'm really interested in seeing what he does. He's probably like 300 in ADP right now, but I'm telling you, if Isaiah Jackson from the Indiana Pacers, he's a big man from the Pacers, gets the opportunity to get 25 minutes, he can be a game changer. Look, he's ranked in the X rankings. He's ranked 353. The rankings for Yahoo, it's 126, and his ADP is 138. I'm telling you, he's a steal, y'all. I would save him for the last pick. Next up, after Miles Bridges, we had Nurkic. Then we had Jakob Poeltl, great pickup. Then we have, I'm about to pick soon, so let me get focused real quick. So on the board, we have Tyrese Maxey, who I'm interested in. We have Jordan Poole, Clint Capella. I'm interested in that. Klay Thompson, Paolo Banchero. I think I'm going to reach for Paolo Banchero here. I think I'm going to reach for Paolo Banchero. And for the second pick, I think I'll just go ahead and grab Tyrese Maxey. Just to recap my squad so far, I got John Morant, Anthony Edwards, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Christian Wood, Desmond Bane, the Joker, Banchero, and Tyrese Maxey. And we have about 4 more picks left. Again, What I recommend is making sure some of those late round or those people with the really low ADPs that you get them in your queue so you don't miss them. So while you're watching your league mates draft, I would work on that. After Maxey, we had Alperen Şengün, Tyler Hero, Klay Thompson, Jamal Murray, and RJ Barrett. For points leagues, I love RJ Barrett. He goes way too low in points league, so I love that pick. Rashawn Holmes, I'm going to add him to my queue. I'm interested in seeing what he does. They're going to be playing from behind a lot. You know, it's the Sacramento Kings, but he's a stat stuffer. He can get you 10 and 10 every night. Spencer Dinwiddie, I have somewhat of an interest in. I'm interested in seeing what he can do. Jalen Suggs, have somewhat of an interest in him as well. Cole Anthony, interested. Oh my God, Josh Hart. When I tell you Josh Hart, if you can get Josh Hart with your last pick, you're doing well. Jaden Ivey is another one. Oh my God, I'm so fascinated by Jaden Ivey. Shaedon Sharpe from Portland is another rookie that I'm targeting. I'm looking to see if I can grab him in the later rounds. In some of the sleeper drafts that I've been in, he's gone a little earlier, so he hasn't been available, but definitely interested in seeing if I could snag him up in a couple of my leagues this year. And also for me, another like pro tip, especially if you're trying to win a championship, set a limit to how many leagues you want to be in. If you get into like 15, 20 leagues, you know, some of those leagues you're not going to be able to put the effort into. So be really careful about that. So just to recap, we have with the 87th pick, Clint Capella, 88, Horford, 89, Jordan Poole, 90, Marcus Smart, 91, Kyle Lowry, 92, Wendell Carter Jr., 93, Buddy Hield, 94, Franz Wagner, love that pick, 95, Gordon Hayward, hate that pick, 96, Brook Lopez, not mad at that. Colin Sexton goes 97. Interested to see what he does and interested to see if he's traded. Rashawn Holmes goes next, and then I'm up. Listen, Russ is still on the board. What you gonna do, man? Like, people are so mad at Russell Westbrook. But if you could get Russell Westbrook with the 100th pick in the 11th round, like, it's worth a gamble, right? It's just worth a gamble. His ADP is 75. If he gets traded, he goes from being mediocre at best Westbrook up to top Westbrook. But with that said, I want no parts of him. I'm totally out on him. I'm going to grab Anthony Simons here. But I'm not mad if you're interested in taking Russell Westbrook there. I think it's a reasonably sound decision. So I'm going to look at my queue and see who I have here that I'm interested in. I'm going to go ahead and grab a rookie. I'm going to grab Jaden Ivey because I'm running out of roster spots. So I'm going to reach for Jaden Ivey just because I think, you know, he can be special. He can be the type of player that really takes off. So I'm going to make that reach and grab Jaden Ivey. I know what I'm going to get from Cole Anthony. I know what I'm going to get. But Jaden Ivey is someone I was interested in. If on the next pick I can grab Keegan Murray, I'll do that and have like a bottom of my roster with 2 or 3 rookies just to see if I can have any breakout candidates there. So I have 2 picks left. I'm hoping I could get either Sharpe or Murray if I can get them. If not, there's still tons of value. It's a 10-man league, so I think we can still find some value there. I'm gonna have a sip of this coffee. Just to recap, Colin Sexton went with the 97th pick, Rashawn Holmes 98, Mo Bamba 99. I took Anthony Simons at 100. Anthony Simons is gonna be in that CJ McCollum role. People don't understand the value that you can get from him. So think about CJ at his best and a young version of him with more length, more explosion being in that position. So I'm excited to see what Anthony Simons does this year. Then I grabbed Jaden Ivey, which was a reach. Like, I don't know if I would do that in an actual draft, but here in a 10-man mock draft, having Jaden Ivey and knowing that that potential is there and he has the ability to maybe be a rookie of the year candidate, you know, possibly. We'll see what happens. Herb Jones goes with 102. 103 is Westbrook. Love that pick. Then we have Thaddeus Young, Sadiq Bey. I love Sadiq Bey. Bogdanovich from Atlanta at 106. PJ Washington at 107. If Miles Bridges doesn't play, PJ Washington is going to have tons of value. Then we have Brandon Clark, Kevin Porter Jr. I love that pick. Harrison Barnes goes 110th. And I am about 9 picks away from being able to secure Keegan Murray. Let's see if he makes it back to me. I highly doubt it, but if he does, I'm going to be so hyped, like super hyped. If he's not there, the people that I'm targeting right now would have to be Bones Highland, James Wiseman. Even Kyle Kuzma is interesting to me. Listen, he produced last year. And again, for many years, I would never draft Kyle Kuzma. Like, keep him away from me. Last year, he had a somewhat of a breakout season. Bradley Beal was injured. Porzingis was transitioning to the new team. There were a lot of different factors that played a role in him being successful. However, he put up numbers. So, like, I'm just going to go by the stats, not by the factors that can't be determined in terms of health and player availability. I am interested in Kyle Kuzma. But let me see what else is out there. It looks like it's my turn, and Kyle Kuzma is staring me in my face. He's a power forward. Staring me in my face. It looks like my boy Keegan is gone. Sharp is still around. I think I get a lot more consistency with Kyle Kuzma. So that's why I would draft him here. Just because, you know, even if he's not having the season that he had, to draft him in the 13th round, I know I'm going to get some value. Now let's talk about the rookie you want. Or they're saying I have to draft a center. Is that what's happening? If I have to draft one center out of Isaiah Jackson and Okongwu, I'm drafting Jackson. Just because, actually, I'm going to draft Wiseman. If this was a 12-man, I would draft Jackson. But I'll grab Wiseman. And I think I'm all done. I think that might be it for me. All right. So let's go ahead and do a update on the recap of where we were. We had Sadiq Bey at 105, Bogdanovich 106, PJ Washington 107, Clark at 108. 109, Kevin Porter Jr., Harrison Barnes, 110. 111 was Karis LeVert. 112, Devin Vassell. Love Devin Vassell this season. After Devin Vassell, we had Covington, Smith Jr., Powell, Conley. And then we had, after Conley, we had Dinwiddie, Keegan Murray, wish I would have grabbed him, Caruso, Kuzma was my pick. And then I took Wiseman on the turn. Not so excited about that, but, you know, it is what it is. Portis, Isaiah Stewart, Taj Gibson, not drafting Taj Gibson anywhere, especially in the 10-man. Derek White, Zubac, Bogdanovich from Utah, Clarkson from Utah, Mitchell from Sacramento. Last pick was Jose Alvarado. So let me give you a recap of my roster. We had Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Christian Wood, Desmond Bane, Nikola Jokic, James Wiseman, Paolo Banchero, Tyrese Maxey, Anthony Simons, Jaden Ivey, and Kyle Kuzma. Thank you so much for joining us. Do me a big favor, subscribe to the channel, hit us with a thumbs up, and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Again, my name is Robin Marks. I hope you absolutely crush your league. Now get out there and make some game picks.